Hey guys, welcome back to the episode 4 of the Rest Up podcast. Wow, another week's gone by, and we're back. This time we're gonna be trying a lot better. Our theme this week is expectations. It's gonna be a lot better than last week because after last week's episode, we kind of all agreed
set greater expectation for ourselves
because that just wasn't acceptable. I mean, we posted it anyway because we want to remain consistent. You know, it wouldn't be good if colleges went, oh, let's look at these episodes. Oh, 1, 2, oh, no 3. Looks like there's no more after that. So we had to stay consistent. Sorry, it wasn't the best, but we're gonna push ourselves to improve each and every week. If you do enjoy the podcast today, make sure to leave a like, comment, give us feedback because we're trying out this new way to do it and we need as much feedback as possible. And subscribe, share the channel if you feel like what we discuss is insightful. Right, expectations.
Right. So the definition from the Oxford Dictionary is that expectation is a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. And what do you guys think about expectation? How would you define it?
I mean, it's just something that I can't really say anything but the definition that Oxford has there. Something like anticipation, it might not be what you want, but you just believe that it will happen.
It's like, for me, I feel like it's something that, I can't say without using the word expect, but like, something that people think you're able to do, and they expect you to do it.
Yeah, great. I think expectation is a goal that you set for yourselves, for others, for things, to have a certain attribute that you have hoped for. So why don't we talk about our personal experience? Like, what do we all expect from ourselves?
I mean, recently I've been doing a lot of SAT practice tests, and I'm expecting myself to get 800 on math each time. So, I mean, I get one wrong here or there, but otherwise it's a strong expectation, but it's definitely plausible for me.
I've been doing some SAT stuff too, and there's like summer work that I got, and mine wasn't like it was more of a completion goal. So I was trying to do 4 to 5 hours every day, which seems like a lot, but I get up like early, like around 8ish, and then I get through it and I'm done by like 2, 3, and then I still have like most of the afternoon and the evening to do other stuff, which is, I guess it's attainable to do.
Yeah, that's great. You fulfill expectation. That's gonna be something we'll be talking about later. And the expectation for myself, I think school-wise, SAT is definitely important, and I'm trying to commit certain hours for SAT. And for what about like for future? What do you expect of yourself? Like, what do you expect yourself to become or to achieve? Like going around the world or have a certain occupation or etc.
I think I just want to be successful in whatever career I pursue, and most importantly, be happy where I am. It's just I have no idea where I'm gonna end up, but as long as I'm happy and I can stay happy, think that's the most important thing for me.
Basically being successful, being happy, I mean family eventually, like I don't know, having like a life that I can be happy and like satisfied with, I guess.
All want to be happy, huh?
Yeah.
You want
I
to
mean-
like elaborate, like?
I mean, sometimes I can be sad, so then the happiness feels even better. In addition to happiness, like I want to have work to do, because without work, play isn't as fun. Because you always have to have that contrast in order to make things feel better when they're supposed to.
Yeah, for my future, I just same. So I do hope to get like fulfillment life, like satisfying lifestyle, but sometimes I also expect like I expect myself to create an impact to this world, no matter is like right now we have the coronavirus pandemic, right? Just trying different ways to see what I can help with the situation. And I always have this dream of becoming a pilot, so I guess I really want to someday buy a bush plane and just go out and enjoy the freedom in the sky. Yeah.
Inspired by the birds, right?
Yeah, inspired by the birds. Speaking about planes, what do you guys do you have expectation for yourselves like in sports, like soccer?
How's that related to playing?
I mean, well, it's all sports, right?
Whoa. I mean, sports, I want to use sports to stay healthy, because I think that's probably the funnest way to stay healthy. Gym is sort of monotonous, but you can, if there's motivation there, then you can definitely do it. But sports is like fun. It gets your brain involved, it gets your whole body involved, and
Gets your 6 packs.
yeah, it gets you in like competition, you know. So sports is always probably gonna be there for me.
Nice.
Sports?
I mean, I don't play any sports right now. I do track sometimes in the spring if I feel like it. I'll probably do it this year. I mean, if school starts and all that. I'm more into winter sports, so like I like going skiing, ice skating, all that. And yeah, it's like a great way to stay active and just like go out with friends. Like we go ice skating sometime, or once we went. We should go again. But that was like really fun, and there's like everyone's like different. Like some of them didn't even know how to ice skate. Me, Ethan, and a couple others, we were like pretty good. So it was like fun just messing around, and it was a great time.
Yeah, I enjoy winter sports too.
Yeah.
Snowboarding, ice skating, are fun. Right, that's all the expectations for ourselves. Let's talk about expectations from our parents.
Oh, they're pretty high. They want me to go to an Ivy League school, get like a very high paying job. I just don't think that, like, it does further my career. It does like make me a lot of money, and money might transfer into happiness, but I feel like like all the work that gets put into there, or all the stress too that comes from going to such a high level school is probably, well, it might not be the best way to go. Like it does, like it seems like your, what is it called, ideal life, like the highest achievement you could do, but sometimes that might not be the way to succeed in the overall game of life, you know.
True.
They also want me to grow taller, but I just have to sleep earlier, I guess.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What about you?
For me, it's more like unset expectations. Like, they've never mentioned that like they want me to go to like an Ivy or like a high-paying job, but it's more like I know that that's what they want because that's what they have, and they know like I'm capable of achieving that, and I feel like it goes along with my own expectations. Like I feel like I have the potential to go to a nice enough school and get like a decent job and all that. So I feel like they go hand in hand to like push me to do better.
Yeah. For me, I think my parents definitely set like high expectation. I mean, they sent me here to study in the U.S. So like they are spending a lot of money compared to um, like local students here to like get me into um, schools and actually study, and like it's it is like huge pressure and huge expectation that I need to get to um, schools like great colleges, Ivy Leagues, to somewhat um,
Repay them.
repay. Yeah. So that's definitely a great expectation there.
But do you think like your parents are too hard on you? Like,
I mean, they're not that hard. I'm trying to, like, although our like my expectation from my parents don't always align, but I always um, like they expect me to get good scores, so to get in good colleges, and I think my expectation for my future is more towards the things I want to do, data science, computer science, and those kinds of research fields. And um, I think eventually the results would hopefully be similar, but we'll see.
yeah. And what I wonder about is like people our age, like who don't have parents who are as successful as ours, which sounds privileged, but I mean I don't really think it is. Like, what do they want to do when they grow up? How do their parents expect them to do stuff? Because like it's always stereotyped that Asian parents want all A pluses or else you're gonna get beaten. But like, what about all the other people? Like, I'm sure there's always parents out there who are pushing their kids to do their best. But what is their definition of best? Like, because I feel like there's so many kids in our grade just, I want to become an engineer, I want to get those high paying jobs, but they seem like they're doing a lot less work than it needs to. So because like a lot of people in our senior, like a lot of seniors this year went into like Penn State and stuff for engineering. I don't know. That sounds it's just, are they just gonna get like the average tier engineering, just steady income, that stuff? Because there's levels to this. That sounds so egotistic.
I mean, it
I mean,
definitely
it makes sense.
yeah relates to your expectations and your parents' expectations. If your parents just want you to, I mean, on the extreme side, if someone who as a parent just wants you to like finish high school and come work with me as like
Farmer?
yeah,
Or
sure,
like any type of job that like something that they own, like a business or something.
right, that might hugely impact someone's life and their education in the broader sense, but
Yeah, I feel like we don't have full freedom to control our whole life. Like, it always depends on like where you're born, when you're born. It all factors into like your tunnel of possibilities, and it's not really like a field or whatever it is of possibility.
yeah, is where do you think, where can you imagine yourself to be in? And as you said, this kind of like vision tunnel is really driving you to achieve or not achieve. I mean, it's not always not achieve, but it's different levels of goals for yourself. And the expectation not only comes from our parents, it also comes from our peers, our classmates, our teachers, and society, right? And what do you think about that?
Okay, well, I feel like in most of my classes, I'm one of the smarter ones, I guess. That sounds bad, but it's like,
It's true.
it's kind of true. Okay,
Well,
so like
it's also
what I'm trying to say,
expectation,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's also more about effort too.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I feel like I
Because if
put,
you're in that
just-
class,
Mhm.
like
put
the
the
teacher's
effort.
not going to treat you differently. It's not going to give you better grades for being smarter. You need
Yeah.
to put in effort,
Work hard. Mm-hmm.
focus.
And I feel like when we work in like group projects or something, it's like there's like everyone gets their own share, but everyone knows that it's not split equally, and most of the time I end up with like something that's a bit harder than what other people are doing. Like we had a passage reading like 2 weeks before school ended, and there was like 5 people in the group. 3 of them got like vocab, so you find 5 words that you don't know and you define them. Like that's super easy. And then I was stuck with finding literary elements like similes and metaphors and all that, and like interpreting them. Like yeah, it's split up, but it's a bit harder. So I feel like peers and classmates expect me to do better or more than they do.
Yeah.
In a way.
And at the end of the day, they might end up getting to a higher place than me or you. Like,
Yeah.
they could end up going to a high level college. I might end up going to a community college. I mean, colleges, I feel like the level of college doesn't really matter as long as you're there to learn, there to improve yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But like jobs, they might get a higher paying job. It all matters. Like, doesn't really matter how you act now, but it will definitely point you in a direction where you're always gonna have to like put your hardest work in order to become the best of yourself.
And also, if you watch the last episode, I think it was the last episode or the second episode, you know that in my middle school, I was actually split into a group of a class with students who are who had worst grade. I think in the sense you can it is kind of like you're putting less expectations to them compared to the students who have better grades. And I think from my experience, the peers you are with, the environment you are with, definitely changes your expectations as well. For example, if you're in one of the classes with very students who has very good grade, if you get like a 90, of course that's that will be seem like a very bad score compared to the students who got like 99 or 100. But in the class that I was in, 90 was actually the first in my class. Like everyone else was getting 70, 80. So I think it have changed what I expect from myself. So I think I kind of set a lower bar, but then the teachers and other students saw me as
God.
yeah, like a god. Then that also pushes me to just try harder. I think this is just like smaller. It's just like an analogy for the people who are
microcosm.
for people who are, let's say, working. For example, their parents are farmers. Maybe they just don't expect that much from them. They just expect them to work and make the farm to be profitable or something like that. Um, it definitely has this tremendous effect on them.
Yeah. And what I think to like people in middle school where they wouldn't put any effort into class, like I never felt that way, so I don't really have that perspective. So I'd really like to learn
What was
In-
going
What's
through
in their
their
mind?
head. Yeah.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
nice terms what it's like to be dumb.
I
But,
mean,
it's not
really
necessarily
dumb.
dumb. Yeah, just less effort. Like, why are you not putting as much effort? Like, there's always circumstances like, oh, like my family's going through a lot, or like I'm going through a lot. But if you're just there,
Lazy.
yeah, you're just there in school not doing anything, and especially when like I get a good score on a math test, and it's only like, well. If it's like a 96 and I knew I could have done better, and then they try to shame me, thinking, oh, you got a 96 and you still want better, like, yeah,
That definitely pushes you to achieve better goals, better scores.
yeah, like, don't you want to do better? So why are you trying to shame me for trying to be better? Like, it doesn't really make sense.
I think speaking from my experience, this I think let's actually talk about there's actually an experiment that have done to students, elementary school students in San Francisco area. It was like an experiment in 1960s, and so students were had a standardized IQ test, and the IQ test is real. I think it was from Harvard or something, but the results that was reported back to the teachers are different. So, for a group of students, randomly sampled group of students, they it is told that they have higher IQs than the other group. So, that's what the teachers and their parents was told, and then after 2 years, the students took the IQ test again, and their data shows that the students who are being told they're smarter, that they had higher IQ, actually had a higher IQ increase during the 2 year period. The explanation is that because they were told that they have a higher IQ, it actually says set a higher expectation for their teachers, for their parents, and for themselves as well to actually work harder, because they believe that they can achieve. I think the same thing applies to the students, the class of students I was in. So I think many of them don't think they will. They said it's not necessarily the expectation for themselves, but their parents and teachers as well. Maybe the environment that they're in don't expect them to work as hard or to achieve a goal that's as high as the students who are in the class who with higher grades.
Yeah.
So um, if my parents just expect me to go to a community college, I might as well just enjoy my life, like playing video games, because I don't care. Like I couldn't be like the top-notch scientists or engineers. I'll just play games and watch Netflix.
Yeah. I feel like once you put yourself into that state of mind where you're satisfied where you're at and you don't want to improve, or you're just discouraged to because you just don't think you can improve, that's probably the downfall of many people. And also, like, I wonder if I was told, like, at a young age that my IQ was very low, like, I probably would just play all day. not put much effort. Yeah. Well, then people out there who don't put that much effort into school, put effort into school.
Because you can cheat.
You can do it.
Yes.
Like, don't let anybody else tell you, because you know yourself the best. And if somebody tells you that you have low IQ, if this test tells you that you have a low IQ, it doesn't matter.
Because it's probably an experiment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then what about like let's talk about factors that changes people expectations. For example, race, gender, those are the hot topics.
Yeah. A lot of stereotypes try to discourage people or encourage them, or like it's like for Asians it's sort of like a standard, and then for other people it might be like a limit, which really is just inaccurate. Like it doesn't, it's not, it's kind of like it's kind of like love. It doesn't exist. It's only what we think, you know. I mean, only exists in our thoughts. That's all. Gender, I feel like we've gotten better at limiting like the effect gender has on expectations, but it's still there. And I mean,
especially like in developing countries, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
There's
that's
like laws against
like women getting education. And
Yeah.
stuff.
But still here in the US, the gender wage gap is still there and it still has to be fixed.
Religion. If you're like Hindi, then you want to. Is that right, Hindi? Hindu. My
Is
bad.
that a sin?
If you are, if you speak Hindi, no, if you are Hindu, you're going to try your hardest in life, so then you can live it again, right?
Yeah.
If you're Christian, you expect yourself to be a good person, so then you don't go to hell. If you're
What if you're atheist though?
if you're atheist, then you try to have as much happiness as you can, and then rot away as a corpse. If you're Chinese, you like to eat, right? You want to
Everyone
become
likes
nice
to
and
eat.
plump. What else? Buddhism, you want to achieve enlightenment. You want to stay at peace. If you're Islamic, you want to not eat pork. I'm quite ignorant on what Islamic like expectations are, because I don't have many Islamic friends.
Do you have any in your school?
I have one.
There's probably.
Yeah.
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 Doesn't import. Nothing much that I can observe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Never mind. Economic status. Yeah. If you come from a poor family, you're probably expecting yourself to be less, which is wrong.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
A
it
lot
could
of,
go the other way.
Yeah, a lot of poor families
Yeah,
really
they
want their kids to
Do
achieve.
better than
Yeah.
what they have. 'Cause
Peers can ruin you and also improve you. It just matters, are they jealous or are they proud? I think that really changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you choose to compare yourself to other people, do you use it to push yourself more or distance yourself, saying like, oh, I'll never be as good as them? Like, there's no way I'll ever be better, so might as well just live a different life, live a lesser life.
And
Before that, let's talk about our expectations for this podcast. I want to improve on my speaking skills, my ability to speak for a long time without, sweating, without stuttering, without pausing, without saying without all those. And I want to learn how to really create media. Want to learn what people like, what people want to see, how to keep them engaged, video editing, and how to build a following, build a business out of videos, entertainment, that stuff. And also from what we talked about, I want to learn from that and improve my life.
yeah, improve your knowledge base, expand your horizon to new knowledge, like refine your knowledge framework. That's always important to help you to understand your position in life and how do you deal with different things, different scenario in life. Definitely helps. But speaking of expectation, there's also the fact that okay, do you guys agree or not agree? Expectations are premeditated resentment.
Define that for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so for example, you really want to, let's say, work out, right? So you want to become this muscle builder, and you, yeah, bodybuilder, and you work out for an entire week.
You don't see any.
Yeah, you don't see any
results,
changes.
So you're disappointed.
Yeah, or for example, you are preparing a birthday surprise for someone, and you did so many hours of work to make this perfect, but
they're disappointed.
yeah, at that point the person comes in, they don't seem as surprised as you want them to be. It's kind of feel sad and kind of resentment, right?
Yeah. How can expectations be good, really? They're only really good if you're pushing. How can expectations be good?
I think
You have
they're
to find a good balance. If it's too high and you don't get it, it's disappointing. If it's too low and you get it, you're it's not a big deal. If it's a good expectation and you achieve it maybe regularly, or if it's a long-term thing and you see yourself improving, then you could be satisfied with it, be happy with it.
And there is also the fact that there are two different types of expectations. The expectations that for something that you have control of. For example, maybe your grade. If I work harder, I should be able to get a higher grade, right? And there are also other expectations that things that are just out of your hand. You have no control of it. For example, going back to the birthday example, right? You can't really control how surprised or how happy they are seeing your surprise. So it's definitely important to set expectations for the things that you can control. And especially this is a very interesting topic relating to interpersonal relationship. So if a couple is for example they're having a fight for who is gonna do the dishes, or brothers are hey Ethan, you should do the dishes,
It's not my day.
Yeah, like we expect each other to do the dishes or do any chores, but uh, none of us did it. So we usually feel resentment. However, it's it's usually because the other person don't really understand. You have set this expectation to them. So I've read a passage about this. So it really talks about the social context. So when you are having any kind of relationship with people, um, no matter it's with your friends or families or a romantic relationship, it's always good to state what your expectation to the other person first, so um, they know what to do and um, what you are responsible for.
I mean, but what if, I guess, if you start off with too high of an expectation, couldn't that just destroy the relationship at the start?
Well, I think it really depends how fast the pace of this relationship is going, right? You can't just um, go to a complete stranger. Hey, I expect you to do
The
something.
dishes.
Yeah.
Do my dishes tonight.
They'll probably think you're mad, so that's important too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just gotta make sure, because you can you have to stay flexible with your expectations. For relationships, you have to discuss what you expect. You just gotta work it out. I mean, not that I would know anything about it, right? But maybe that's the point of life: to find love, to set expectations.
And eventually achieve them. The most
Yeah.
fulfilling part.
But what happens when you expect something out of somebody else and then they leave?
They leave for like in a romantic relationship,
In any relationship, like a family relationship, they just
like
death, like jail, like deportation, like becoming something else, like a werewolf. No, just going, like changing their life. I feel like that. Like my parents, they would expect me to go to college. What if I just went and became a drug addict? Would there still be other expectations, or would they just forget about me because I just ruined their whole expectations?
For a little bit or for a long time, they would not be able to let it go, as anyone. 'Cause,
Obviously,
like,
I'm not considering.
I mean, yeah,
yeah, you're not considering
hypothetically.
you're not considering love.
But I am considering drugs. Yes, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
No. Is all we have there? I mean, throughout this week, I've compiled my thoughts just like every week. I feel like nothing bad has really ever happened to me, so I don't know what it feels like to be actually hurt. Like, I've been physically hurt, but not even like, I haven't even broken a bone. I haven't felt like intense pain. I haven't given birth. Like, I haven't felt like serious emotional pain. I haven't had a family member pass away in my lifetime. So I feel like maybe I don't value life as much, or I don't value things as much because nothing really bad has ever happened to me. And I haven't gone through struggle. Do you guys feel the same way?
I mean, I experienced death. But I just I don't quite understand what you mean by not like value life that much.
Like, uh, like, let's just say my father dies, then I would like try to spend more time with my family,
Oh.
more like that kind of stuff.
Or like personally, like if you have like I don't know, like
mental,
there's mental or like
mental health issues.
someone I don't
Like,
know,
if
like
you
you know
come close
13
to-
Reasons Why. If
Yeah.
there's like a school shooting or like something
Yeah.
serious and you yourself feel like a near death experience, maybe then you'd be like, whoa, like this is my life. I want to live it like better to its
Yeah.
fullest.
I feel like we shouldn't feel too strongly about future altering decisions because if you remember from last time I talked about how there are like many different paths of life. Like some can lead to better lives, some can lead to less lives, and I've decided you can't really control that, and it's kind of whatever you do will just create something else, and you shouldn't really reconsider yourself or what is it called, like focus too much on your decisions on like the long-term effects. Actually, no, you should, because every decision matters.
Butterfly effects.
Yeah. And going back to the nothing bad has happened to me, like I think about where I am now, and then I think to the past, like what makes other people different from me, like were they raised differently, or did they go through different experiences? Like how am I where I am at now compared to everybody else? Because other people have gone through stuff that I haven't. Other people have been treated different ways, other people have been brought up, like learn stuff differently. So it's quite interesting to think about it. Mark had this question yesterday. Should people try to fit into society, or should they try to be their own independent person?
Yeah. It's a question I got from a random app that I downloaded. It was kind of like a survey thing, but I think it is also about expectation where you set for yourself. Does it align with the expectation for other people? Should you, because fitting in, like in my opinion, it kind of feels like you are making friends who are similar, who has opinions who are similar with you, who value same, are the same with you, right? If sometimes when you try to achieve, when you try to achieve a very high goal, and the other people are not, or you're trying to achieve, you're just looking forward to a very low goal, and other people had or high goals, it's just hard to fit in, right? And so I think it really depends on how you want to, and there's also different kinds of relationship you can build with people, even though like fitting in sounds like you are trying to match yourself with the other people who have similar attributes, but from another perspective, I feel like being able to experience their perspective and I mean that is that really fitting in, like
Well,
I'm just there to know about your experience, know how you feel about things.
that's not really fitting in. But what I was thinking is like because you are your own person, right? You're different, you're unique. Do you want to stay unique, or do you want to try to make friends? I guess. I mean, you can still be unique and make friends, but if you're trying to embrace yourself as your own person, it's hard making friends that like understand you.
Yeah, because usually your friends are like similar to you, right? That's why they're friends. So if you try to behave or act more like a group of people that you're like, oh, I want to be friends with them, and then you guys start doing similar things, then they'll be like, oh, we could hang out or do stuff because you'd fit in with them, versus being your own person and trying to get into a friend group, and it'd be hard, right?
I think we should wrap it up there. I mean,
Yeah, so to the question, is expectation this premeditated resentments? Do you agree or disagree?
I would agree to that, because agree to it to an extent, is you gotta make sure your expectations are realistic. You just gotta understand yourself, understand where you're going, understand what's possible, and maybe try to achieve the impossible every once in a while.
Right. So unrealistic expectation is the premeditated resentment. Yeah.
Alright guys, like I said, make sure you like the video, subscribe, smash that subscribe button, smash it. That wasn't very enthusiastic. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, because we're gonna be uploading on Wednesday this week too, because we're gonna have a great new thing for you there. Yeah.
It's been great. Thanks
been
for
great.
watching.
Comment down below what you want us to talk about, what's been on your mind. Let us know. We're open to ideas. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.